Ladies and gentlemen, for the rest of the day and a good portion of tomorrow, what happens, you are going to see, but they're talking about where we're going tomorrow. We're talking about what's happening right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please get on your feet for Josh Team, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Team. And we got Bobby Moats. Bobby Moats is getting out here, ladies and gentlemen. And we have got Miguel Baraki. And we have got the man, the myth, the legend, Daniel Morris. Woo!
Awesome. Thank you, John.
Ladies and gentlemen, I leave you in the very safe and capable hands of these amazing leaders. Thank you very much.
All right. So we're going to talk to you guys today a little bit about exactly what we're doing with Kelly and Command and some regional labs we've done and some things you can take back to your market center tomorrow and work with your agents. But before that, I'm actually going to, I'd be remiss. I mean, we're at Mega Leadership, right? And this is leadership stage. And I was thinking about this last night and this morning, and there's a leadership story that, if it's okay, I'd like to just take a few minutes and share with you because it's important to me. And I think it really speaks to the partnerships that we have going into this next chapter of Keller Williams. So Gary yesterday from Sage has talked about a story that's happened a lot. And the story was there was this pivotal moment when in the boardroom where there's two different philosophies that we could go. And one, we could enter into a relationship with another company to partner, kind of a bolt-on around our AI strategy, and you talked about that yesterday. And there was a previous leadership that kind of was spearheading that. And a different path was, as Gary said yesterday, I really thought we should go a different way. And as Gary said yesterday, he looked at me and he said, what do you think we should do? And we should do this. And I said we should do this. And Mary and Mo and Gary all agreed. And that was a big moment, and we shifted. But there's a rest of the story that I've never actually shared publicly, but I think I want to because it's a really important story around leadership, at least for me. 3 months before that meeting, it was a little uncomfortable. It was a little weird. Like, I wanted to do one thing, and the person that I reported into at that time wanted to do a different thing. We're trying to figure this out, and it was kind of just an awkward moment. And I went to Gary and in our meetings, and I said, I'm kind of in a weird place, and I was kind of stuck. And I didn't really get into the details, just I'm in a weird place. And without hesitation, Gary's first words were to go, well, go to John and get coaching. He's one of the best leaders we've ever had, and he has the most integrity. So I did. And for every week, I'd go to John, I'd get coaching, and through that journey, he would tell me over and over again, just tell your authentic truth. It's okay. And he's got a saying with me, he says to me all the time. And the saying is, if it goes bad, it was my idea. If it goes good, it was your idea. And we came into that moment, and when Gary turned to me and said, what should we do? I got nervous. I mean, it was an awkward, it was a weird moment, and I looked right at John, and he leaned back, and he grinned, and he's probably really uncomfortable in telling the story right now. But it's powerful because I looked at him, and he nodded. And I knew in that moment that I was safe. And so that's why I said, well, I think we should do this. Because I knew if it went bad, John would be there for me. And if it went well, then he would leave the stage because he didn't want to be a distraction and be a good team partner. And I just want to make sure it was really known that everything that's happening, everything that we do has John's fingerprints on it. And so as much as I like to stand up here and take the credit and talk about tech, and we have an awesome team we're going to talk about, that story isn't widely known, but it's really powerful to me because in that moment I felt safe, and that was from leadership. And I thought that was a really neat thing. And let's give that a round of applause. And that same safety, that same culture has gone to the part where we can celebrate failures. Or think about that. Yesterday, we celebrated, we cheered breaking Kelly in front of our top agents and our top recruits. How cool is that? And John's fingerprints are even on that ability to do that. And so I just wanted to take a few minutes and share that because that's been really powerful. And that's the kind of partnership the fearless leadership that John's instilled in our culture and what we do, and as we move into the new heights, that I hope that our partnership continues to grow. And so with that, we've got a quick little video we saw yesterday, and I think that will get us going if we can watch that, and then get right into our conversations for the day. All right. So we're going to get into some things really quick, but before that, can we just introduce InterService, starting with you, Miguel?
Sure, Miguel Burkini, I'm Product Director of Agent Products.
And Daniel Morris, Product Director for the Keller Cloud.
I'm Bobby Moats, the Director of Agent Labs, and I'm also an agent, not smart like these guys.
And you and your wife run a relatively large expansion team.
Yeah, we have an expansion team in Austin, Texas, a couple locations. Yep.
That's fantastic. And Daniel, your team's been growing, and talk about some of the people that have recently joined your team and where they came from and where you come from.
Yeah, that's right. So I actually sort of go back 2 years. I've been with KW for 2 years. I didn't consider myself a real estate expert. In fact, other than buying and selling a few homes, and I kind of prided myself on the fact that I was a technologist joining a company where I didn't know anything about real estate. Obviously, that's different now, but I've come from the tech industry. I worked for IBM, I worked for Rackspace, and an AI startup here in Austin. And since coming over to KW, I've had the opportunity to bring over a few others from the industry as well. We brought over a product manager from IBM who was working on Watson, another product manager from a previous AI company that I worked for. So we're really building a great technology brain trust here at KW.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Miguel, where'd you come from?
Yeah, so I'm a software guy as well. I'm a techie, right? So I'm learning the real estate space, but I come from customer experience. I did a lot of social business, CRMs, collaborative software for companies like Bank of America, Disney, AT&T, NASA, and even Apple.
And one of your, you have a large team. Both of you guys have large teams, but Scott Hickel,
Yeah, absolutely. What makes us great is the team, right? The tech team and the partnership that we have with other businesses at KW, that's what makes us incredibly successful. And very thankful for the team. And my team specifically, we are getting them from companies like Nokia, like SpaceX. We're going after the top, brightest people we can find.
Awesome. And Daniel, you recently won an award.
Well, yeah, Keller Williams won an award.
Now you're being humble.
Yeah.
So with your Kelly product with Inman, in fact, you guys were there and you were playing with that. Actually, we have a quick video of you interviewing some agents, I think, right?
That's right.
All right, let's watch that little video and we'll come back and talk about it.
Since launching in February, we've seen tens of thousands of agents use Kelly on a daily basis, getting value for their businesses. And we have a new feature that we want to announce called Kelly Snaps.
So we thought, what better place to unleash it than the tech capital of the US, San Francisco, California.
All right, Michael, so we're out here today in Union Square talking about Kelly.
I'm with Jennifer Rosdale, KW agent.
How has Kelly made an impact on your business today?
I use Kelly for referrals.
I've been using Kelly for referrals since Family Reunion.
It's great for connecting with other agents across the country.
I've received several and sent several.
Both inbound and outbound referrals. It's been great for my business.
And have you heard of the new feature that we just launched in Kelly called Kelly Snaps?
No, I haven't.
On my team, I use it myself when I'm showing property to show people transitions between neighborhoods. But I have a showing assistant who is both new to real estate and San Francisco and is able to use it to educate himself.
So with Kelly, you can simply say, Kelly Snap for my location, or Kelly Snap for Union Square.
And what it's going to do is going to generate a market report based off the real estate activity in that area.
Hyperlocal market statistics mapped to next door neighborhood data that'll give you average price per square foot, number of listings sold statistics. And so knowing that, how do you think Kelly Snaps would have an impact on your business?
Well, I can think of a couple use cases, Daniel. One, when we're with a buyer out in a neighborhood touring, we'd be able to look up relevant stats about what's happening in that specific neighborhood. And two, when we're the seller and we're trying to get the listing agreement signed, really show them relevant data about their home today.
So it sounds like you're using Kelly for referrals, you're using Kelly Snaps. How overall have you felt about Kelly since you adopted it?
I feel like it's really cutting edge technology and it's designed just for us.
If you haven't already, download Kelly and start using Kelly Snaps today.
Awesome. Now, I say I've got one of the easiest, best jobs because I got awesome partners at the top with John, and I got awesome teammates, and the truth is I got a partner, Neal, who he's out doing all the actual work so that I can sit up here and interview you guys. So if you guys know Neal Dolica, he's awesome and a super awesome partner. Now Daniel, the thing that I believe that we could spend the best time here is take some time, take a few minutes, and what are the 3 things that if I was going to go back and try to show something that agents can do today on why they should adopt Kelly, what can they do to actually add value to their life right now, what would those things be?
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about
about adoption.
Yeah, let's talk about adoption. So, number one is, the way I always break this down is, the first thing you have to do is you got to adopt. You have to engage. You actually pick it up and use it. And you have to, third thing is you got to give us feedback. If you only do 1 or 2 of those things and you don't actually finish the loop and come back to us with feedback, then we don't know where we got it wrong. We don't know where we have to improve. And it's that feedback that's critical for us in improving the product and making an impact. And so what's really exciting about Kelly is that it's been less than 6 months since we've launched this. And in fact, the numbers on these, I just got updated numbers. We're on here, it says 108,000. We're now, that was 2 days ago when we submitted the slides. We're now up to 113,000 downloads. Right?
The reason this is cool, guys, and so we have product guys in the room. So the idea of taking a product in its raw infancy as Kelly is, and trust us, we understand the raw infancy that Kelly is. And your ability to drive adoption and engagement with where it is currently, independent of where we're going, is unheard of. Our product teams are constantly shocked and awed at your ability to drive this. The reason that's so important and we're so grateful is because we're able to take those adoption and engagement numbers. And here's how this conversation works. So Daniel, put you on the spot. You're going to role play.
All right.
You're next door. All right, next door. I would like you to give me all of your exclusive data so that we, and only us, so that we can go build an experience just for our real estate agents. And it's going to be amazing. What's the first question you're going to ask me about why you're going to give me this data?
How many people are going to use it?
That's exactly right. Like how big is your platform? And we're going to go, well, no one's using it yet because there's not value. But if you give us this, there's going to be a lot of value. And I promise you they'll use it. I promise you. And they typically go, well, come back when people are using it. So we're in this weird area where we're trying to go, negotiate these exclusive deals at scale. And the first question we get asked is, well, I don't want to get exclusivity up until I know we're going to get the penetration. Like, I don't want to build to your iPhone until I know people are going to use the iPhone. And so what you guys have done for us is going to you made a huge bet with us and made a big investment. And we're going to be excited to show you how that turns into real meaningful relationships and product over the next 90 days.
Yep. Yeah, and if you kind of walk these numbers a little bit, right, you'll see, okay, 81,000. We're actually up to 91,000 monthly active users. We've seen over 2.3 million, it's probably 2.5 million now since we started the event, of queries, voice commands going into Kelly, and over 7 million interactions, right? So what we're seeing is that, yes, adoption's happening, yes, engagement's happening, and I think we've seen well over 5,000 to 6,000 unique pieces of feedback come in as well. So we're seeing that loop happening, and all that feedback's coming in. I know you're up late at night looking at it, I'm up late looking at it, and we're iterating on that feedback. We actually were just talking right before the event that one of our back-end data developers, Jay, was up till 3:30 in the morning last night making improvements to the listing data in the system, all based on the feedback that we're hearing at this event. So it's happening.
So okay, so now how do we take this back? I'm a team leader, I'm a tech ambassador, I'm an MCA, I'm an OP. You should use Kelly. Why should I use Kelly? Why is it going to help me?
Yeah, great. So let's look at some of these, right? So Well, the first three features we're going to talk about are, I sort of bucket these in the area of what can help make your agents market experts, right? So the first one, you saw the video, Kelly Snaps. So everything you saw in there, but one of the things that, again, at the speed at which we're moving, we're starting to take these things, which within Kelly, it's an agent app. I can take a snap of data, but now you can actually share it out to your clients, to other agents. So these sorts of things are going to be pivotal in not only growing their businesses, but also on the recruiting side.
So I want to pause on that. So since last night, I looked at this up before we came in here, over 1,000 neighborhood landing pages have been created since last night. So this is a new product. And just for the absence of any doubt, I can go to Kelly, I can go to my market area, find all the hundreds of neighborhoods, and with 2 button clicks, I can share that with a client, a potential client, a lead, someone in my database, share it on social media, and then that client can see for their specific neighborhood a landing page that's branded to me, and all I have to do is 2 button clicks. And we've seen over 1,000 of those made just in the past 12 hours, and we think that this will be something that if you go back to your market centers, you could hold a quick training event or a quick conversation that says, well, hey, you want to brand yourself as the local expert, let me show you how easy it is to do. Let's pull up Kelly, let's find the neighborhood, let's share this, let's post this on social media, and we saw the video yesterday where people are starting to create real business from that.
Yeah.
They can do that right now.
And as an agent, that is awesome. And that's why it's got so many landing sites already created.
And thanks to Josh and Ty yesterday, in 30 days, it's going to have market center lore and agent lore baked into it.
Challenge accepted.
Thanks, Josh. Right, and so the next one, so Kelly Snaps, those are...
Now, they did tell me I can't go back on stage again.
That's right. So kind of moving on, like again on Market Expert, all the Kelly Snaps, they're powered by KWLS listings and all MLS listings. So we've exposed that in Kelly as well. So you can get all that access, you can see data on comparables and things. That's all gonna be valuable to agents and getting data in one place. And the next one, this is a new one, and I'm really super excited about this one, is a feature called Local Insights. So we've rolled this out to everyone. Everyone here at Mega Camp gets access to it, and actually short order, in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna roll this out to everybody. But agents using Kelly can go in and start adding their own insights for their local regions, in which actually anywhere they want to actually build their business and build their expertise up. And they're gonna be able to make those available to other agents. They can collaborate on them, up and down vote them. But really the power of this comes when we're gonna actually be able to expose this to consumers. We'll be able to take these, we'll overlay them on Kelly Snaps. We'll be able to put them into the Sign Snaps view so consumers can see not only here's what's happening, here's this listing, but also here's all these great insights that this agent has in this area.
And I'm just putting my, and I want to come to you for a second because I know your wife's been working on this, but I just want to put my testing this for us. But the hyper-local landing page that you just said I could create, if I add local insights, then all of my insights about that neighborhood could then show up. And so within adding a few insights and a couple button clicks, Kelly will go create a custom landing page for any neighborhood with all the market analysis plus everything I said as the local expert right there branded as me. And that's going to be, I can start doing that right now.
That's correct. It's available today.
You and your wife's team have been doing this. Mm-hmm. How's that been going? How's that been working?
It's been extremely easy to get these insights in here. Y'all made it awesome. You made it easy to do, easy to work with, and it's been a great tool. So if I'm going to North Austin and we want to go into a listing appointment and know, okay, what do I need to know about this area to have a good conversation with this seller or this buyer that I'm moving into this area? It's all right there at your fingertips. This is also a great tool.
Just to be real specific again, so they could go back right now and say, show me insights around me.
Yes.
Or show me insights in this area, or just use the map. And they can see all of the popular, most highest rated insights in anywhere in the area, so they can be informed on any listing presentation, ISA calls, and that's all live right now.
Absolutely, it is live right now. This is how you become that neighborhood expert. That in your farms, this needs to be a key piece of what you're doing.
Awesome.
Yeah, this has the opportunity to become a massive asset for not only agents, but Keller Williams as a whole, that nobody will be able to reproduce.
What else can I do?
Yeah, so the other thing, we've had CGI in Kelly for a while. It was one of the first features that we actually put out. And we're continuing down that path on what can we do to help people grow. So we've actually tied in profit share. This was a skill that was previously only available in another app.
Yes.
And we've actually brought that into Kelly. So with a simple question, you can actually pull up your monthly and yearly profit share.
And we're going to do push notifications when we do profit share calculations. So when the profit share is calculated, Kelly's going to say, bloop, you've just earned
That's right.
$1 billion in profit share, because I got a big tree.
Yeah, that's right. And then moving on, so consumer value, one of the things we've taken through with Keller Mortgage, we've actually started to put, and this is just the start, but you now have the ability, as a part of being a part of Keller Mortgage, you can share your pre-approval link with one of your clients straight through Kelly, sort of bringing that, all the value of that Keller Mortgage brings to your clients.
Awesome.
Yep. And then, so connect with referrals. This is something we launched back in February, but we not only are adding new skills, but we're continuing to improve on the one. So we've heard tons of feedback. You used to not be able to send referrals through Kelly. Now you can send them, you can receive broadcast referrals, and we're going to continue to improve on this. But
on that point, so we've sent over 26,000 referrals since February on the referral platform.
That's right.
More and more of those referrals are broadcast referrals. And if you know what that is, it's where someone goes into the system and broadcasts it to anywhere between 1 and 200 agents. And then those agents have an opportunity to respond or apply for that referral. The only way they get notified is if they're on Kelly. So not only can you do all these 3 things that we just talked about, but if you don't have Kelly, what's your opportunity to get the broadcast referral?
You miss out.
You're
That's
missing
right.
out.
Got it.
Yeah. And then the last thing what we've found, so since we've launched Kelly, and even now that, voice is great for doing many things, and you've seen this with the Alexas and the Google Homes that, if you're trying to ask for a song, play a song, or get a recipe, it's really easy. But more complicated things take, deeper interactions. And so we've started to add interactive components. So we put a map in there. And so all these things I just walked you through, whether it's looking for agents, whether it's looking for insights and interacting with them, or whether it's looking at your listings or getting Kelly snaps, you can now go in and just simply press buttons to get to them. You don't have to go through voice. So it's right at your fingertips, readily available.
And some of the feedback that we've been hearing in the lab process and what we're gearing towards is moving Kelly more and more into a traditional app where we'll have a button that if you want to speak for it for some of the things that won't be everyday behaviors, you can. And we'll have the millions and millions of learnings that we'll have to continue improving that. But we're going to learn what are the top 20 things that everyone did. And those will become natural, just hit the buttons to pull those up because we'll have enough data to know this is what people want to do every single day.
That's right. And this is just a start. When we go into this tomorrow, into the next, you're going to start to see that Kelly will become a full-on agent mobile app, and we're going to be adding more and more of these types of components in.
So I just want to recap. So the 3 things that I can do right now, if I go back to my market center and they go, why would I use Kelly? It's well, first, if you don't, then you're not going to get any part of the 26,000 plus referrals that have happened in the last several months. 2, you're able to create hyper-local landing pages for any neighborhood that no other realtor can do, and you can share and advertise those on social media with your farm, prospecting. 3, I can go in and add insights, be a local expert, and those are the 3 main reasons why I should start opting in now. And as we talk about tomorrow, I'll be the first to be able to play with some of the newest stuff coming out and be able to start shifting and crafting and molding where the product goes through the feedback process.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
That's right.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniel.
Yep, thanks.
So, Bobby, I'm going to come to you because we went to John Davis because in an RD lab, so every month the RDs come down and we do an RD lab, and that's a lot of fun. And we really work on the same products and we do the same thing. And one of the things we came out with was we should maybe take a lab to a region. And so all these questions popped up, like, what would that look like? How's that facilitated? And John was like, let's try it. I'll try it in my region. I'll be a guinea pig. And so we went out there, and you guys went out there and held that. And what was that like? So first, talk about what was that? Who was invited? How was it set up? And then what exactly does that mean? Like, what did a regional lab mean that you guys did, and what was it effective, and who came, and all that kind of stuff?
So it really became and we went to the greater Heartland region. It was really a deep dive into what we have today and the vision of where we're going. That room was about 250 people that consisted of leadership, some top agents, and some recruits, actually. So it was a deep dive into that, and then a Q&A at the end, and we talked about that a little bit. it was awesome. The energy in the room was amazing. Once agents are able to, and leadership able to get their hands and see what's actually, what the vision is and what we have right now and how you can actually use it to run a business, the excitement's there. People are excited.
Well, one of the things we saw too was after that, the engagement from the top people, the ones that came to that regional lab, actually went up. And as we add more and more features, more and more of those top agents start to use the products. And the interesting thing is, we think of it as kind of like mobile banking, which is if we can get our top clients or our top partners in our world, but if we can get our top people engaged with our ACH, our direct deposit, our mobile banking, then we're able to provide so much value on a daily basis that another bank that's got a slightly better interest rate or another bank with a free toaster isn't going to mean much because we're adding so much value daily. And so, and we actually saw an uptick after that regional lab in that happening.
And I see that continually because I meet with a lot of agents, a lot of big teams all around the country, and once I'm able to dive into exactly what this can do and how it can help grow their business and what the vision looks like, agents are begging to get their hands on what we have so that they can start implementing it in their business today, because it is really awesome what you guys are building.
I think it was telling too on just the amount of engagement that had been happening up until that point, because you can tell by the level of questions that are being asked. They're not saying, well, what is this and how do I use it? They're asking really minute, detailed questions about, I tried to do this in Kelly and it didn't work, or I tried to do this in Command, and so that's just really telling in terms of like how engaged they are and how they showed up at those labs.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. We'll talk about Command. So we've launched. Kelly's been out since February Union. We've made some enhancements. Now Command just made its first debut in a few experiences. So if I'm same question to you that I asked Daniel. So if I'm going back to the market center and I'm going to start trying to create awareness and start showing our agent community how they can start getting value out of Command today, and they go, well, what's in it for me? Why would I do this? What can they do?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would take that and say, it's an opportunity for you to take your product that you designed back to your market center and test drive it. So play with it. And specifically, you can focus on speed to lead, marketing listings, as well as communications, which we heard in the panel are very important for teams. So the first one is, how do we do speed to lead? So lead generation. So we have a product called Sign Snaps. So it's very similar. It's a text to lead application. You have a little writer that you put on your sign, and you can text details to Kelly, 53553.
So I actually want to talk about where that came from. So we were in a lab, and we were talking about the Command, and we had our top agent, and a lot of our top agents use these products. And there's a couple really known products that you can put these text writers on there, and they were paying about $100 a month for this one feature. And so they said, man, it'd be really nice if I didn't have to pay $100 a month. And we said, we can fix that. And so 30 days later.
So just to clarify, we actually did it faster than 30 days, but that's fine. He wants to say 30 days. We did a lot faster than that. So we have an incredible team. Those guys knocked it out a lot faster than that. But anyway, we'll take 30 days.
Absolutely.
He's hedging.
He's hedging, that's right.
I should have taken the 30-day challenge down to 15-day challenge. No. That's what I heard. But they were paying about $1,200 a year per.
More than that for big teams.
Yeah, so per area. And so they were like, man, it'd be really nice if you could do this. So in a couple weeks on our platform, we built this, deployed this to our top people, and they're like, this is great. And again, these aren't, when you're talking about these products, these are not launches and we walk away. These are the first iteration. Tell us how to make it better. Whatever you want to do, we're going to continue making it better. And hopefully that's been demonstrated with referrals. Hopefully that's been demonstrated with Kelly, and that's going to continue being demonstrated with Command. Okay, so this agents are paying right now on the low side $100 a month for this service, and show us how it works.
Yeah, so for no additional cost, you can have this application. Consumer can text details to 53553 or Kelly. You get a map with a listing. So we actually use location to get your listing. You're right in front of that house. So I can view that listing. And what happens is we deliver a very personalized, branded experience. So they actually get the listings. They can pull it up.
They get a listing landing page.
You get a listing landing page.
And when someone's at a sign and text information, they're going to see that listing landing page that they just saw the writer. So there's a writer that says, text whatever to this number.
Exactly.
Text it. I'm seeing the listing that I'm looking at, and it's a branded landing page for that agent.
That's right.
Okay.
And we add a lot more value then. So you get the listing, but you also get the neighborhood insight. So you can actually look at a market snap in there, get what the average price, average on markets, and you see the branded experience.
It's much better than a property flyer.
Yeah, and this is where Keller Cloud becomes very interesting. So we talk about speed to lead. Because it's on Keller Cloud, it's integrated into Kelly. And I think a lot of people saw it in the booth. The minute I look at that listing, in seconds, I send a push notification to Kelly, and you get notified that someone within a few seconds is looking at your listing via these applications.
So, and the other thing too is like we talk about how fast, like say you said less than 30 days, right? If you look at these, you'll start to see, well, that kind of looks like the Kelly Snap, and the listing looks kind of like listings, and it's because we're building this on the same services, and this compounds over time, and there's true value there.
So the way I think of that in my non-tech mind is I go, there's just a bunch of Legos, and once we build these Legos, because it's a platform, we can pick up all these Legos and just build new real estate experiences, and that's how we can build things in 15 days, et cetera. So I just want to recap that. So
well, one more thing. We're not done. Sorry. So because we're on Keller Cloud, we take that contact that we just captured, we put it into your command database, and then we add an insight to the timeline. So every listing they viewed, they actually get displayed in your timeline. So you're seeing not only what triggered it, but what they're looking at.
So I can go back right now to my market center. I can say, hey, you should be working with Kelly and working with Command. They go, well, why? And we talked about the Keller reasons. Another thing you can do is you can put this rider on your signs. And then if someone goes to a listing and texts that information, we're going to notify you immediately their phone number, what listing they're looking at, and that's going to go inside your Kelly, inside your Command. Every home they look at after that, we're going to track all that for you and let you see all that information.
Correct.
And on that listing, on that branded listing page, there's a call to action for them to request a showing.
That's right.
And when they do that, that will then associate that phone number with that contact.
With that name and the email.
That's all live right now.
That's all live right now.
And, we can start playing with that right now in our market centers.
Exactly. And see how we did with speed to lead. See how it works.
All right. Well, that's not good enough. What can we do?
So the second thing we look at is, well, marketing. Marketing your brand, marketing your listing takes a lot of your time. So what we wanted to look at is how do we build a marketing campaign platform? So Lead Accelerator did that. Lead Accelerator builds on what we worked with a team on the Facebook Ad Accelerator. So now you can go and do multi-channel digital ads as well as direct mail. So this is pushing.
I want to say that slightly differently. So I can come in here and I can advertise my listings. I can advertise my sphere. I can advertise my farm. I can do all types of different marketing, whether it be direct mail, social media, and those are when you say channels, that's what you're saying.
That's exactly right.
I can be in Google. I can be in Facebook. I can do anything I want all in this one place.
Exactly. Instagram, you can do Twitter, all that's coming in.
And how much of a commission or fee or cost structure do I have to pay for using this?
0.
Okay, and that's a theme everywhere.
Well, we tried, and Gary said no, so it's 0.
And right now, the tools agents are using, they're charging a 20 to 30% commission to do this exact thing.
And usually resources on top of that. So you're looking at seeing some social media person that you either contract or you put on staff to go and do it. We try to simplify that so you can help a little bit of a leverage, what we call digital leverage.
Gotcha. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we're going to go look at how do we do a direct mail. And we wanted to change the way we did direct mail. So if we look at, let me go and create a campaign really quickly. I'll be able to pull up a listing from our KWS. We pre-populate all the information in that campaign, so we make it really easy. You can override information, your description, your pictures. And once you're done with the campaign, you target. Where do you want to send it? So we partnered to get more information, more demographic information for the houses. So no longer is it buying a route or EDDM. It's really looking at, well, do you want to target houses that were sold in the past 6, 7 years? Are you looking for 2 or 3 bedrooms, single family, multifamily? So you can be very, very targeted to where you put those mailers out.
Well, how long does this take though? So if I was planning a training session and I want to do a direct mail run through and do a quick campaign, how long do I need to plan to show them that it's going to take me to take the listing, plot the direct mail, pick the template assets, send it to the printer and get it shipped?
So we were doing it at the booth back in the marketplace, and we were doing it in about 60 seconds or less. So we had all the material there, and we popping it in there, and we're ready to shoot. So I was ready to fire off. And
so we'll say between 1 to 5 minutes.
1 to 5 minutes.
So and trying to do this without this tool would take you all day to gather all that data and sift through it.
Well, and so that was one of the things I want to make sure that, so in our lab, the reason we built this was every one of our big agents, every one of your top producers, not everyone, that's probably too big of a brush, a lot of them in our labs all do a really big component of direct mail. And every single one of them said that direct mail was a headache.
They gave up on it because it was a headache too.
Or they had to invest literally multiple full-time people, and then pay big commission splits. It was a they had full operational teams to manage pulling the listing data, creating the template assets, copying, pasting this over, prepping the content for the mailer, who's gonna do the targeting. The fact now that this all does this in between 1 to 5 minutes, I mean, you saw Sarah on stage yesterday. I mean, it's just that they get really excited about that efficiency, and that's something they can do immediately right now. Like if they go back tomorrow in Market Center, I can do this.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And this is just version 1.
And this is just version 1. Feedback will make it better over time.
Anything else?
The last one is communication. So another theme was how do we better communicate with our teams? So one of the features is Connect Groups. And Connect Groups is going to allow you to do real-time communication or chatting with your team members. So we've provisioned everyone, invited into labs, all your teams. And we're starting with teams so that you can communicate with one another quickly and easily. And over time, we'll allow you to add more groups, have app mentions, notifications, and Kelly to give you a more robust platform to be able to manage and communicate with your teams.
Now, if we're being fully transparent, which we are, Kelly is a 2.5-year-old, and as Tamara said, children don't listen.
You can ask Kelly her age now, too.
Oh,
so.
nice. She's learned her age. And Command, and the things we talk about in Command is a 1.5 to 2-year-old. We're starting that journey. I would say Connect is
newborn.
She's a newborn.
She's a newborn.
So you're the brave soul to join us on this journey from the very rough, the studs. And so I just want to make sure we set the expectation of that, so that if you find people that are really energized and they're excited about some of the other things they can do that are more mature and they want to continue being plugged in, we will 100% custom build Connect to run big teams. Whatever they want, we'll build it, but they're going to be on a journey with us, and we're still at the stud level on that house. So, anything else you want to add?
We actually have contact management, local insights, and Command for you to play with as well. We've got a ton of stuff.
One of the coolest parts about that is around that one thing on contact management is you can use Kelly now, and I can completely manage my database with my voice.
Absolutely.
Right.
Add Miguel to my database. Find Miguel. Put Miguel in the I can do things in 15 minutes group. Blah, 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 right? So I can completely manage everything about my database with my voice.
Exactly.
And so that's a really cool thing too, because that's going to create that efficiency.
And we've actually been building a new skill live on the marketplace floor around Command that we'll have some more to say about tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Let's invite John Davis back, and we appreciate you guys. Let's hang out with you. Thank you.